Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King's Soul. Bito lamina yihosi hlongwane zintiva sono, and we back at it again with another one. Listen, today I'm making a video that is speaking about quite a few people. We're gonna talk about Andries Ndabandaba. You guys know Andries Ndabandaba. I made a video maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and I asked, who is this guy? Because he's a very popular person in KwaZulu-Natal. Many people outside KwaZulu-Natal may not know him, but you see him forever active in things of youth. He's working with the young men. He's got a program that he's doing some fantastic work that he's doing there in KwaZulu-Natal. But he came well known to us who are not in KwaZulu-Natal through the March and March situation, where you always see him around in the front line, actually going and marching there. So I want to speak about him, the statements that he made about South African women or Zulu speaking women that are dating what he calls Amazaizai. I'm going to make a comment on that. I want to speak about Gayton Mckenzie. Gayton Mckenzie made this comment in 2024 during his run of campaigning for the elections. He also made the same statement to colored women who are dating people or foreigners who are not from South Africa, obviously. And I also want to couple that with a video where I'm showing you guys how some Zulu people, and I'm very careful by saying some Zulu people, use the word Ishangan and what it means to them. And to them, mostly it means foreigner, and it means a non-South African. And you will hear a lot of people saying Bashiye Ingani, and those are Zulu people who don't know the history of South Africa, who are not who have not studied or read about Soshangani, who he was and what happened and all of those things. I'll also couple it with a video of the MK political party youth leader Uqiniso, who went on stage and called one of his secretary general of the MK Youth League, Nkateko, and said Nkateko Yishangan. And I want to show you the different meanings or the different tone it was used, referring to Tsonga speaking people or Shangani speaking people. The last video I'm gonna play for you guys today is the video of Collen Malatjie, who was in South Africa in Kimberley, where he was saying tuck shops must be reserved for South Africans alone. I want to talk about all of those things, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. Let's talk about that, Baseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Upshade, my Africans. Thank you so much for tuning in on King Said So. Listen, I'm telling you, Pan-Africanism is the only direction that I can see Africa totally liberating itself. When I hear politicians say they have to liberate themselves totally, I'm thinking Pan-Africanism is the only direction. Yesterday, I played you a video where I said Africa is the next big thing. It is Africa's turn. All the other nations have had their turn. Right now, 1 in every 5 people in the world are African. By the year 2050, 1 in every 3 people in South Africa, in the world, are going to be African. That is how rapid the population of Africa is growing. All the other populations, Chinese, Caucasian, you name them, they either have reached their peak, or Indians, they've reached their peak, or they are starting on a down spiral now, because they don't have a youthful population. Now South Africa has got a youthful population and is still growing like nobody's business. It's estimated that by the year 2025, by the time we reach the current century, we will be past 2 billion people in Africa. So as Africans, so that is a big number, and we are saying that to highlight this, we must prepare the education system to counter the population that is the rapid population that is happening with quality. We need to make sure that the African children get quality education so that they can be able to create and invest in their own country, in their own village, make sure that they've got the knowledge to compete with the rest of the world, with the Chinese children, with the Arab children, with the Indian children, with the Caucasian children. And the only way we need to do that is to infiltrate the education system. That goes without saying, my African people. If we don't improve our education system currently in the entire African continent, we'll get nowhere. And there will be a time where Africa starts uniting like nobody's business. It's slowly happening with the coups that you are seeing now in Benin. You are seeing one in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. You are seeing in West Guinea, in Guinea-Bissau. You see everything that is happening there. Africa will slowly unite kancane na kancane. These old leaders that we have right now that are stubborn and don't want to work with other African countries are going to go. In 30, 40 years, they will no longer be alive. The youth will be taking over. Fresh minds will be taking over. And as Africa unite, we want to make sure that the education system is also up to par. So the only way you can do that right now is to invest in PASETA, the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, an institution that has got an African footprint in 7 African countries. It's very important to know that we will be growing no matter what. So I'm telling you right now, African people, thank you so much for investing in the PASETA school. Thank you for sending your 50 Rand contributions. In December, we see the numbers, we see the 50 Rand. It's very inspirational to see people inspired to build a school for the African children. We're doing it here in South Africa. We've already started building, and you must remember that in May 2026, we'll be in Namibia to launch PASETA Namibia. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. My apologies for taking long there, but I'm forever speaking about PASETA. You guys will forgive me. So I want us to listen to the first clip, which is during the elections, Gayton Mckenzie addressing the colored community. And he was saying, listen, if you're dating a foreign person, this is what will happen.
South African women who have children with immigrants could face problems, as the party says the fathers must go home.
And you that has a baby with a Somalian, and you are not happy that I'm taking your boyfriend out. Sister, listen to me very nicely. Every grandmother, every grandfather deserves to see their grandchild before they die. So take that child of yours so that you go see his grandmother, then Ethiopia, then Somalia, before his grandmother died. Go watch your man.
Now, this was the sentiments that I shared during that time. If you guys go back and watch the videos, I'm not sure if you will be able to rewind and go back all the way to 2024 elections. But I made a video criticizing exactly this mentality. I said this mentality is wrong. And we have always maintained, after you are done fighting the African brothers and sisters, you will then come against each other. Now, we know love is something that you cannot control, and we know that nobody, you chooses whatever those things are in the community. But we do have South African women, especially dating people from outside our country. And if that person is legal here, what is wrong with that relationship? And if that person is illegal, as they are suggesting in some of these topics, if that person is illegal here, why would you say the children, the sisters who have gave birth to South African children? Because remember, you get citizenship according to your mother's nationality, not your father's one. You understand? So if your father is Zimbabwean and your mother is South African, when your mother gives birth, you'll be South African. But if your mother is Zimbabwean and your father is South African, it's a whole different ball game to get nationality of that person, because there's a whole process to get that one right. So if let's say if the mother is South African and the child is Zimbabwean, the child is Somalian, the child is whatever, is given birth, that child will have a South African ID. But they are saying go with them and go to Somalia, go to Nigeria, go wherever you want to go, and go let those children go and see their grandparents there. you go with them. Now, if we are xenophobic to these people, and then we tell our sisters to go to Zimbabwe, what is going to happen to our sisters when they get there? How are they going to treat our sisters? So, oh, you are from that colored community that says Mabahambe. You can imagine the type of discrimination our sister is going to have there. Understand? Because it's not about documented or undocumented. It's about African people must move out of South Africa so we can get our things right. We will call them when we are done. That is the mentality. They don't want to say it like that. Some actually do say it like that. I will play a video that proves that right now. But they are hiding behind patriotism and hiding their hate. You can see these people are hateful towards other people and they've got anger issues, but they are hiding it with no Silung is isolate. So I'm going to play those clips. So that's I was just playing that clip to remind you this that I've reported on this long time ago. I just took this from my YouTube basement. Now let me play this video in KwaZulu-Natal. Listen to how the word Ishangane is used. Just listen to how the word Ishangan was used.
La JJ's siyayivala makubuya ihlangane siyayivala futhi wakhona foreigner siyayivala futhi. South Africa kwaze kwazeke ukuthi imali yama South Africans.
Now, when I tell my Zulu nation, I say my people, Nina Mansebenzisa, the word Ishangan is derogative. It's not a nice term. Understand? Shangani people don't. Some Tsonga people and Shangani people, because those are two different things. And I'm not gonna go into that into that history now, because some people they know and ignore that history. They don't care. So some Shangani people say, no, I'm Shangan. South African, I'm Shangan, Wuma, Bushback Rich, and or whatever the case can be. But in this term, Shangani is an outsider. In the tone that it was used, Ishangani is an outsider. Let me play it one more time for you guys so you can just listen to the tone and where it's used.
La JJ's siyayivala makubuya ihlangane siyayivala futhi wakhona foreigner siyayivala futhi. South Africa kwaze kwazeke ukuthi imali yama South Africans.
Can you hear that? So uti mabuya ishangane, we are closing this JJ shop. We don't want foreigners here. And mabuya ishangane sizoyivala. Mabuyi foreigner sizoyivala. You see, he's differentiating between the two. He says mabuyi shangani sizoyivala. Mabuyi foreigner sizoyivala. He is clear in differentiating between a shangani and a foreigner. And this is what we say about tribalism. But you know, Amazulu, they are used to bayasatwa. So they are not used to someone confronting them and telling them the truth. It cannot be that you know that Tsonga is an official language in South Africa and you want to discriminate against the Shangan speaking people or the Tsonga speaking people, as I prefer. Understand? Because not the whole, the majority of the Tsonga speaking people were not dominated or overruled by Uso Shangan, who comes from KwaZulu-Natal, by the way. So it's my ancestors, horses in Java. You guys can Google it and type horses in Java. You'll see where we come from in the north part of KwaZulu-Natal. So I'm just saying, you can hear the discrimination of the tone of Ishangan. Now, I want to play another tone that is used the same word is used in a different tone, but it's still derogative. But the MK youth leader had to come and fix it, because he felt the people came out on social media and came out strong on him. He said, no, you don't call us Amashangan. You don't do that. He did it to Nkateko, who is the secretary of the MK Youth League. I think she's the secretary. You'll correct me on the MK on the comment section. And listen to how he says it, because people were booing Nkateko for speaking her language, which is a South African language. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
Amandla! Awethu! Comrade, discipline Mantabane, Nkateko uyishangane from Limpopo. I-MK part akuyona yamaZulu, eyethu sonke sixakekile. Njengamanje le program le ibukwe Africa, ibukwe international. Anikwazi ukuba i-discipline comrade. Ngihleli la nekhona mongameli umsholozi la. So if wena ungezwa bekezela uzofika omunye la akhuluma iZulu khona uzozwa, ngoba nabanye abezwa le ngaphandle. Amandla!
Now, the MK political party youth leader was defending one of his own, because the people were heckling and saying, Asikuzwa. If you were listening to the video, people were saying, Asikuzwa, khuluma iZulu, khuluma iZulu. People were saying, speak in Zulu, we can't hear you, we don't understand. As she was speaking her own language. Remember, they won't say that to a Zulu speaking person, because that is their language. Now, the discrimination there was a Shangan person is being discriminated, and that is how the Uqiniso understood it. That's why he said, Nkateko Ishangane Elibuyapi Elimpopo, and of which he was wrong. Nkateko is not from Limpopo, she's from Mpumalanga, Bushbuck Ridge. And they had to come and make a follow-up video where they apologize for the people that were offended. So I'm just highlighting these things to say, let's be sensitive. When we say, when Mabahambe is done, we are going to come against each other. This is what we mean. It's not specific to Zulu people. It's not specific to colored people. It's not specific to Pedi people and Tswana people in Pretoria. It's not specific to the colored people in Eastern Cape. You have seen about Fidel Adams from the National Colored Congress saying Eastern Cape black people are coming and taking jobs in colored communities. South Africans are fighting each other over job opportunities. All of those things. They say you go to a restaurant, you will see black people. All of those things. It's not specific to Zulu people. It's just Zulu people are recording it more, so we see it on social media. So they will get most of the criticism, especially from me, because we are doing content creation. We are not going to be afraid to speak about something because you guys want to protect whoever you want to protect. We're going to say it as it is. We are saying, after you are done with our African brothers and sisters, because we are cowards, we know who are the foreigners in South Africa. We know who are the foreigners. But those foreigners, you don't have a problem with. You know, I saw a video, I think I've said this on the live yesterday or 2 days ago, a video of a Nigerian lady who came to South Africa, praising South Africa, saying, yo, I landed in South Africa. It's so beautiful. I thought I was in Europe. And I was like, us as African people cannot take that statement as a compliment. That South Africa looks like Europe. That's why they say we have been whitenized. That South Africa is the most whitest country in Africa. And we are proud of it. We are proud of it. It means even the infrastructure design is not African. It resonates to the European culture more than our own culture. That's why we must start building different shapes and hearts and everything that speak to African and still look beautiful with modern material, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't take it as a compliment that you South Africans, you are more like Europeans than Africans. It's not a compliment for me. Anyways, so that is the what I wanted to say regarding that. So I want to play this clip of Andries, as I'm looking at my notes, I want to play this clip of Andries. Andries is speaking to the Zulu ladies that are dating Amazaizai. It's a terrible word. It sounds terrible, that word alone. Zaizai. I would not I would not like to be called that. Are they referring to Amazimbabwe or Amazaizai is just in general? It's really not nice using terms like that. It's not nice. Stop using those terms. Rather call someone a foreigner. Don't use terms like no, don't do that, my African people. Have a heart, man. Say and foreigner, it's fine. But listen to what Andries said here.
Njengamanje isikhathi sikaKhisimuzi sicela usisi wala eSouth Africa oqome izayizayi akavakashe nezayizayi ngakubo beyodla uKhisimuzi noNew Year khona. Usisi nje wala eSouth Africa oqome izayizayi akahambe nendoda yakhe bevakashela abazali bakhe phela umama ezala behambe beyodla uKhisimuzi ngakubo. Akamusa umuntu lokho esihlanyela la isitshela ukuthi xenophobic. Umuntu mayeqoma akaqome ahambe ayilapha aqome khona. Nathi abafazi abasiganile balapha abagane khona. Abekho emakuba siyilawula imisi lapha esaganwa khona thina asingene nakungena lapha. Niyabo? Amantomba.
There you go. After you are done with the foreigners, you will come after your own. After you are done with the foreigners, you will then come after your own. You will say, those who have got children, Amazanzai, Hamban. That is, there are those who are related and came in contact with Uso Shangan, which was a Zulu man, Hamban. They won't care. And I don't know why Amazulu, they think will be afraid to say this. This is the reality that we are seeing on the ground. After you are done with them, you're going to target the Indian people. After you are done, you're going to target people that are from outside KwaZulu-Natal. And that does not apply only to KwaZulu-Natal. I showed you a video of that lady from KwaZulu-Natal who was discriminated, who was working, I believe, at the traffic department or something in Northwest, where the Northwest Operation Dudula, they call them Hatfall, where the Hatfall people were telling that lady, you are from KwaZulu-Natal. If you do what you are doing here, you go back to KwaZulu-Natal. The discrimination that we have against each other as Africans. Once you are done fighting the foreigners, you'll fight yourself. But one thing I can bet you, you will never fight AfriForum. You'll never fight Solidarity. You'll never fight Orania. Those ones you don't touch. Because you know those ones push back. You know, the easy target is a person from Mozambique selling vegetables. I was happy to see that Jacinta is getting an invite to go to Parliament and have inputs according to these immigration issues. And I think they are looking for her to say, listen, she must also come. I'm sure they're going to invite Dudula as well and all of these people to come and talk about these things. Some of the people, because they are legal here, they are not chased away in the city of Joburg. They are given permits. So, no, you need to operate legally. You can't operate in this street. If you want to have a stall, that is the street. Here's your permit. You are allowed to be here. Clean around you. Do whatever you need to do around you. And I see the city of Joburg is serious about that. And I applaud them for that. You know, check all the shops. Check if the people have got documents and do what you need to do to close or open and protect the dignity of the city. I am for that. I am for that. I am against that when citizens are doing it without the supervision of police, without the supervision of Home Affairs, without the city, without the city being present, the municipality officials being present, the inspectors, the people who give out permits and everything. I need those people to be there so that whenever a video goes out viral on social media, whatever, people must see. But the police of South Africa are involved and they are doing this thing according to the laws of South Africa. There is no African that debates that, by the way. There's no African that debates that. So let me play a last video from Collen Malatjie as I'm taking your time, ladies and gentlemen. You will excuse me. Collen Malatjie was in South Africa with that, the NGC program that they had here in the Northern Cape. He was just here, just 1 kilometer from my house at the Mitas Perepere Conventional Center, the biggest in-house hall, let me call it a hall, a center that we have here in Kimberley. Very beautiful. I'm telling you, it's allocated just next to, let me sell Kimberley now. It's allocated next to just the big hole. And as you are there at the conventional center, you can just do a 400-meter walk to 500-meter and go to the big hole and see what De Beers has done, what the Oppenheimers has done to Kimberley. And they still own it, by the way. So, okay, let's listen to what he said about tuck shops. He says tuck shops must be reserved to South Africans.
We demand that no foreigner must own spaza shops or local businesses. You can't move as far as Somalia to come and sell chappies. It is not xenophobic to say certain businesses must be set aside for South Africans. You are not an investor, Comrade Zamani. You are not an investor if you move from as far as Somalia to come and sell bread. That is not investment. South Africa can sell that bread. We demand the removal, urgent removal of all illegal foreigners. We welcome everyone in South Africa, but you must enter legally. You go through the border control, you are checked, you come in, we account for you. The dangers of illegal foreigners is that you can't account for them in the country. It is not only a security problem, Comrade Nzoza, it is also heavy on the health and education infrastructure. Because you must budget for people in the country. You must know every year how many schools you are building. Now,
politicians, they know that majority of South Africans on social media, I might add, on social medias don't like this issue of having foreigners in South Africa. They don't even like it more because the foreigners look like they are dominating and making South Africans look bad and by saying, hey, South Africans are lazy, we work long hours, we do whatever. Majority of South Africans don't like that. I don't like that myself. So now here, Collen Malatjie is saying, let's call it the small economy, the township economy, to South Africans. Him saying that, it means it's not yet reserved for only South Africans. I've seen a lot of Operation Dudula people closing tuck shops say, to open a business in South Africa, you must invest 5 million. It's not true. Asylum seekers are allowed to make ends meet by starting small business. It's in the Immigration Act. It's in the Immigration Act because they can't find jobs. What they can do is to start a small tuck shop. Yes, that whole thing is abused. Yes, there is cartels there. There's human trafficking happening there. I agree with that. I'm not even fighting. I'm saying if the laws of South Africa change and say no foreigner can own a tuck shop here, you will hear me as King said so supporting that. Even though I will not agree with it necessarily, but I will support it because it's the law of our country. I'm saying let's follow the laws of our country. Our laws as things stand currently, it allows some of these shops to operate. And that is why you see these shops are not closed. Even in Soweto, where children are alive and whatever, 2 weeks later, the same tuck shop is open. It's sad to see this type of things. But if the ANC Youth League wants to push that agenda and the mother body will adopt it, which I doubt that it will, because there's kickbacks and there's all, it's a full cartel. We can do a full spaza shop, tuck shop commission, and we will hear things there. People are taking bribes and everything, officials and all of those things, and sometimes the the politicians are also involved. That's the sad thing that is happening there. So it's the video. In conclusion, what I'm saying today is that we see the fight in order to defend South Africa's economy. Even though I know it is done at the lowest level, where we are talking about the injection to the GDP is less than 5%. Even though it's at that level, it makes a difference for a poor person. I get that. I'm saying the more the years pass by, the more we forget who our true enemy is as African people. And you can try to ignore that as much as you want. But the day you start looking at the economy, you look at the haves and the have-nots, and you understand that South Africa is the most unequal society, unequal country in the world. Why? Because the richer get richer and the poorer get poorer. The more you want to work for ShopRite, is the more you make the ShopRite owner a winner. You will forever be a loser. You can't work at ShopRite and be proud of it and say, I am working for a white person, I'm proud he's putting food on my table. The mentality, we want to change it to say the government must invest in the black ShopRite. The shop black, the shop whatever, I don't know what you guys are going to aim it. And we're going to say this institution, 90% of the food on the shelf is made in South Africa, or let me say made in Africa, because we need help from other African countries. And that is why we are proud of working. And as a worker, you say, I'm working at Paseta because I'm proud this advances the black agenda forward. That is the only time you can be proud. For now, we can be proud of the jobs that we are having really, because the society, we are caught in a loophole. You work, I'm out 10 years, oh my God, 10 years, and the only thing I've achieved is a car, I'm still renting, and my family tax is still going up, everything. You start a business, you get frustrated because the government is not supporting our people. Yes, they do their little bits here with the NYDA and everything, but you know those funds are always channeled back to the comrade again. So that is my video for today. Be careful. Now I'm speaking only to Zulu people now, because mostly it is the Nguni tribes that use the word, except for the Tsonga people. It is the Nguni tribes that use the word Shangan. Be careful how you use that word. Tsonga people, the majority that I know, I'm Tsonga myself, don't want to be called Ishangan, especially coming from Umzulu. Just say foreigner, just whatever that you want to say it, but it's derogative to use that term. I'm telling you, it's derogative. So we don't like being called that word. So be careful in using that word, and let's see what is going to happen. I've played you enough material for you guys to think about what you said and go on the comment section. We always meet on the comment section, Mina now. So please, let's do that. Thank you so much for clicking the subscribe button. I think we are 800 people away from 60,000 subscribers, and we are left with, which week is this? 3 weeks. 3 weeks left for us to get to January 2026. I can't wait. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.